everyone, welcome back for another deep dive with us.
Yeah, excited for this one.
This time, we're really going deep into the world of Ukrainian business, thought leader and coach Alla Zadneprovska.
Yeah.
And so for this deep dive, we've got an interview with her.
In Ukrainian.
Yes, in Ukrainian. And
That's exciting.
let me tell you, this woman is fascinating.
Yeah.
Just from reading the interview, she's got this incredible blend of like hardcore business expertise.
I mean, she comes from
I think like a Soviet-era cybernetics background or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, cybernetics, that's some hardcore, kind of like systems thinking right there.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And then also this like real passion for like personal development.
Yeah.
She even founded her own coaching school.
Yeah, it is really a unique combination.
Yeah.
You don't often find someone who can kind of bridge the gap between those two worlds so seamlessly.
Right.
But yeah, what really struck me was how she defines her work.
Oh.
She calls it a service to people.
No.
And she focuses on helping them unlock their potential and navigate change.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Service to people sounds almost spiritual.
Yeah.
Not something you'd typically associate with a business coach.
Right.
So what's the deeper meaning there?
Well, it seems to be all about empowerment.
Okay.
She emphasizes guiding people to find their own solutions, not just handing out like cookie cutter advice.
Right.
It's about helping individuals discover, what works best for them, their specific circumstances and goals.
So it's more about asking the right questions
Yeah.
than providing all the answers.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense, especially in the ever-changing landscape of business.
Absolutely.
But here's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
She defines business as love.
Yeah, I know, right?
Love.
It's not your typical business jargon,
Yeah.
but when you kind of like dig a little deeper, it starts to make sense.
Oh, okay.
It's about approaching business with passion, purpose,
Okay.
and a genuine care for the people you serve.
Oh.
Think building relationships, fostering collaboration,
Yeah.
and creating something that adds value to both yourself and others.
That's a powerful perspective.
Yeah,
And it sounds like she truly lives by it, too.
absolutely.
Considering she left a successful corporate job
Yeah.
and her marriage to pursue her coaching passion,
Wow.
that takes guts.
Yeah.
So what prompted such a drastic change?
It seems like a real testament to her commitment to walking the talk.
Yeah.
From what I gathered, she felt unfulfilled in her previous life.
Yeah.
Despite the success,
Okay.
she was yearning for something more aligned with her values,
Oh, wow.
which ultimately led her to coaching.
Wow, that's inspiring.
Yeah.
And it clearly resonated with people
Right?
because she's worked with over 500,000 individuals
Wow.
through her coaching and consulting.
That's incredible.
I know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So what do you think drew so many people to her?
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Especially in the context of Ukrainian entrepreneurship.
Yeah, and I think her approach to the coaching relationship is a big part of it.
Oh, okay.
She's adamant that it should empower the client,
Yeah.
not elevate the coach to some guru status.
Right.
She even cautions new coaches against seeking excessive praise,
Wow.
saying it indicates they're focusing on themselves rather than the client's growth.
That's a refreshing perspective.
Yeah.
It seems like humility is a core value in her approach.
Absolutely.
But she's not afraid to set boundaries either, right?
No, she's not.
You mentioned she has red lines.
Yeah. Red line.
When it comes to clients,
Yeah.
what are those all about?
Oh, yeah. She's very clear about who she will and won't work with,
Okay.
even if the fees are high.
Okay.
Her red lines are centered around ethics.
Okay.
She refuses to work with anyone looking to harm others,
Okay.
themselves, or manipulate people.
That makes perfect sense,
Yeah.
given her service to people philosophy.
Yeah.
This ethical stance also influences how she approaches like the financial aspect of her
Right.
coaching.
Yeah.
She doesn't believe in selling her time, does she?
Exactly. She views it as a collaboration with clients to achieve specific outcomes.
Oh,
Both parties share responsibility for the process,
okay.
emphasizing that personal growth requires active participation, not just passive listening.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a partnership,
Yeah.
a joint effort towards a shared goal.
Exactly.
But this brings up like a kind of tricky question.
Okay.
When you frame business as love and service,
Right.
how do you reconcile that
Yeah,
with charging high fees?
that's a valid point.
It seems like those two ideas could clash.
It's something that Zadneprovska addresses head on.
Okay.
She argues that undervaluing coaching actually devalues both the coach's expertise
Oh,
and the client's personal growth.
okay.
It's like saying your transformation isn't worth a significant investment.
So it's about recognizing the value of both the coach's skills and the client's commitment to change.
Absolutely.
But isn't there a risk of excluding people who genuinely need coaching
Yeah,
but can't afford those high prices?
that's a valid concern.
Yeah.
Zadneprovska's perspective is that coaching is an investment in time,
Okay.
which ultimately is more valuable than money.
That's true.
Yeah,
Time is a finite resource.
exactly.
So in a way, it's an investment that pays off in both personal growth and time saved.
Exactly, you got it.
Speaking of saving time, let's talk about Zadneprovska's focus game.
Oh, yeah?
It sounds like a fun and engaging way to introduce people to coaching concepts.
Yeah.
What's the story behind that?
The focus game is brilliant, actually.
Okay.
It's designed to be playful and accessible,
Yeah.
making those sometimes abstract coaching concepts relatable to anyone.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and it's not just for aspiring coaches.
Okay.
Entrepreneurs can play too. It helps them see how coaching can be applied to real-world business scenarios.
So how does it work? Well, does it simulate business challenges or decision-making processes?
From what I understand, the game involves various challenges and scenarios
Okay.
that force players to think strategically, communicate effectively,
Okay.
and tap into their emotional intelligence.
Okay.
For example, one scenario might involve negotiating a deal,
Okay.
where players need to understand the other side's motivations and find a win-win solution.
Oh.
It's like a microcosm of real-world business interactions.
Wow, that sounds incredibly valuable.
Yeah,
Both as a learning tool and a way to experience the power of coaching firsthand.
absolutely.
And it makes you wonder, what are some of the specific business skills or mindsets
Right.
that the focus game helps develop?
Well, Zadneprovska is a big advocate for emotional intelligence,
Okay.
especially for entrepreneurs.
Okay.
The game likely incorporates elements that encourage players to recognize and manage their own emotions, while also understanding the emotions of others. That's crucial for building trust, navigating conflicts,
Yeah.
and leading effectively.
It seems like emotional intelligence is a recurring theme in her work.
It is,
Why do you think she places so much emphasis on it,
you know,
particularly in the context of business coaching?
because it's often the missing piece of the puzzle for many entrepreneurs.
Okay.
They might have the technical skills and the drive,
Yeah.
but they struggle with communication, teamwork, or handling pressure.
Right.
Zadneprovska sees emotional intelligence as the foundation for building strong relationships,
Yeah.
making sound decisions,
Okay.
and ultimately achieving sustainable success.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's not just about IQ anymore. It's about EQ.
Right.
That ability to understand and manage emotions effectively.
Absolutely.
And speaking of emotions, you mentioned Zadneprovska has this fascinating insight about anger.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me more about that.
She views anger as a signal, an indication that a boundary has been violated.
Oh,
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
okay.
It's more about understanding what triggered that anger
Okay.
and what message it's trying to convey.
So instead of suppressing
Right.
or exploding with anger,
Exactly.
we should see it as a valuable piece of information.
That's right.
That's a very different way of looking at it.
Yeah.
But how do we actually apply that in like a practical sense?
Right.
Let's say a team member consistently misses deadlines,
Okay.
causing frustration and, yes, anger.
Yeah.
How can we use Zadneprovska's approach in that situation?
First, it's about recognizing that your anger is signaling a potential boundary violation.
Okay.
Maybe you had a clear expectation about deadlines,
Okay.
and that expectation wasn't met.
Right.
Instead of reacting impulsively,
Yeah.
take a step back and analyze the situation.
Okay.
Were your expectations clearly communicated and agreed upon?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
We often assume others understand our expectations
Mm.
without explicitly stating them.
Exactly. If your boundaries were indeed violated,
Okay.
then it's about addressing the issue calmly and assertively,
Right.
focusing on finding a solution rather than simply venting frustration.
Okay.
It's about having a constructive conversation with your team member,
Yeah.
reiterating expectations,
Okay.
and collaborating on a plan to prevent future violations.
It sounds like a much more productive and respectful way
Yeah.
to handle those tricky situations.
For sure.
So recognizing anger as a boundary signal
Yeah.
and then communicating those boundaries clearly is key.
Exactly.
It seems like this all comes back to self-awareness, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And Zadneprovska has a great point when she says that many people focus on the what of their problems
Okay.
instead of the who and the why.
Right.
You know,
Right.
We get so caught up in the details of what went wrong
Yeah.
that we forget to examine our own role in the situation and
Oh.
the underlying reasons behind our reactions.
So self-awareness is like shining a light on our own blind spots.
Yeah.
Helping us understand our motivations, our triggers,
Yeah.
and our patterns of behavior.
Exactly. And once you have that understanding,
Yeah.
you can make more conscious choices, manage your emotions more effectively,
Okay.
and ultimately navigate challenges with greater clarity and resilience.
It sounds like Zadneprovska's work has a strong focus on personal development,
It does.
even within a business context.
Yeah.
Would you say her insights are applicable to anyone?
Oh.
Or are they specifically geared towards Ukrainian entrepreneurs?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
While her work is deeply rooted in the Ukrainian context,
Right.
the challenges she addresses,
Okay.
the mindset she explores,
Yeah.
and the skills she emphasizes have a universal appeal.
What makes you say that?
Well,
Are there common threads that run through the entrepreneurial experience?
Yeah.
Regardless of location or culture?
absolutely. Think about it.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs everywhere face similar pressures.
Yeah.
Managing finances, building teams,
Right. Yeah.
navigating market fluctuations,
Right.
the need for resilience, adaptability,
Okay.
and emotional intelligence transcends borders.
Yeah.
And that's where Zadneprovska's insights become incredibly valuable.
So even though we're diving into the work of a Ukrainian business coach,
Yeah.
her message resonates with a global audience
Right.
because it taps into those fundamental human experiences and challenges that we all face.
Precisely. And her focus on self-awareness,
Yeah.
emotional intelligence, and choosing happiness provides a powerful framework for anyone seeking personal and professional growth.
Okay.
It's about taking ownership of your journey
Yeah.
and making conscious choices that lead to a more fulfilling life.
It's fascinating how her work transcends cultural boundaries
Yeah.
and speaks to those universal desires for growth and fulfillment.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what really struck me
What's that?
was how Zadneprovska distills her advice down to a simple yet profound phrase.
Oh, yeah.
Always choose happiness.
Right. It sounds so straightforward,
I know.
but it's really not.
Yeah.
Her entire philosophy seems to revolve around empowering people to make choices that lead to a more fulfilling life, even amidst challenges.
It's about recognizing that we have agency,
Yeah.
that we're not just passive bystanders in our own lives.
Exactly. We have the power to choose our responses, to shift our perspectives,
Right.
to create a life that aligns with our values.
Zadneprovska's work seems to provide the tools and encouragement to do just that.
Yeah, it does.
She helps people connect with a deeper sense of purpose and find the courage to pursue it authentically.
Yeah, I think she does a great job at that.
It's not about denying difficulties or pretending everything is perfect.
Right.
It's about consciously choosing to focus on what brings joy and meaning,
Yeah.
even when things get tough.
Yeah.
And it's certainly not just some fluffy, soft skill either.
No, it's about building the self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and resilience necessary to navigate the complexities of life and business.
It's about showing up as our best selves, both personally and professionally.
Absolutely.
So what does this all mean for you, our listener?
Yeah, that's the big question.
What can you take away from Zadneprovska's insights and apply to your own life?
Well, I think her work serves as a powerful reminder
Yeah.
that we all have the potential to create a more fulfilling and meaningful life.
Yeah.
It starts with understanding ourselves, our emotions, and our values.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that we have choices and that choosing happiness is a conscious decision we can make every single day.
It's about taking responsibility for our own growth,
Yeah.
investing in relationships that bring us joy,
Yeah.
and engaging in activities that light us up.
Exactly.
And ultimately, it's about recognizing that personal development isn't just a nice to have.
Right.
It's the foundation for success in every area of our lives.
I totally agree with that.
So,
As we kind of wrap up this deep dive,
yeah.
we want to leave you with a final thought that wasn't explicitly mentioned in the interview,
Yeah.
but it builds upon Zadneprovska's emphasis on self-awareness and emotional intelligence.
Okay, I like where this is going.
If anger can be a signal of a boundary violation, as she suggests,
Okay.
what other emotions might be trying to tell us something important?
Ooh, that's good.
Perhaps fear is a sign that we need to step outside our comfort zone.
Ooh.
Or maybe sadness is an invitation to connect with our deeper needs and values.
Wow.
Could joy be a guidepost leading us towards what truly matters?
We encourage you to explore these questions and see what insights you uncover.
Yeah.
Remember, your emotions are not your enemy.
No, they're not.
They're valuable messengers offering guidance and wisdom if we're willing to listen.
That's right.
By paying attention to those subtle cues, we unlock a deeper understanding of ourselves and gain the power to make more conscious choices, nurture healthier relationships, and ultimately create a life that aligns with our authentic selves.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Until next time, keep exploring.